गाइस, स्वागत है आप सबका मेरे चैनल सुनो कहानी में, जहाँ हम पढ़ रहे थे यू ओनली लिव वंस। तो अगर आपको ये बुक अच्छी लग रही है तो मेरा चैनल सब्सक्राइब करना ना भूले, और अगर आपकी कोई फेवरेट बुक है तो उसके लिए भी आप कमेंट कर सकते हैं। तो चलिए शुरू करते हैं। द फायर विथ इन यू, आरव। सैटरडे 9 नवंबर 2019, कार्निवल कैफे एंड बार, कोरेगांव पार्क, पुणे, इंडिया। They tried to break me again and again. I don't give up. I rise again and again. I woke up to a notification of 10 rupees being splitwise. My flatmate Jaswant is a crazy asshole. He was once orgasming in a public over a phone call to satisfy his stupid girlfriend who would not stop demanding that he does that immediately. That's the level of crazy we are talking about. What's more, he is a miser too. While I have so many reasons to move to Goa, getting out of this red hole is a primary one. All the best. Uncle Ricky called me at 8 a.m. in the morning. Thank you. I'm sure you will rock. I feel so too. Are you not upset about coming to Ricky's tonight? I am more upset about not seeing Alara. I'm glad you have taken interest. They say only a new girl can make you forget that old one. Why could you not move on then? You have been dating so many new girls. Elisa was not like a movie with a defined beginning and end. She was more like her songs, which can be experienced by each one in different way. Going back to a different time in their lives, I could not find another like her, says Uncle Ricky, the helpless romantic. I have work. I hang up on him. Alara feels like my Elisa. The other day, Alara told me to write about almost anything that I feel. I used to do it earlier as well, but now I am much more sincere. I don't want to let anyone down during my next performance. I scribe in my diary. Dear future me, you were their shadow until the day you looked into the window and discovered the warrior within. I book an Uber pool to office. Though Saturday are usually off for me, we have an important client deal to close today. If everything works fine, Akshay's temperament and my monthly bounce will be sorted. Papa's retirement is due, and I will be able to throw a lavish party. My relatives would not have witnessed something half as good as it. It will be enough fodder for the donkeys to keep talking for a year. They might not focus as much on my career decision then. Seated with me in the Uber pool are two middle aged aunties who are en route to a shopping mall. They request our driver to drop them off first. Arav's drop is showing first. I can't change the navigation route. He tries to make them understand. They let out a resigned sign, not convinced of the driver's move. I take my diary out and scribble. When people book Uber pool, they look at others with a mental block that why the fuck are they even here in the first place? If they have so much money, why can't they get themselves an exclusive ride? I make it to the office just in time. I press the elevator button a couple of times only to realize that none of the three are working. What happens when the lift at your 11th floor building does not work? Snaps Akshay as he reaches 5 minutes after me. You get to know how fit you are. I almost as an impulse. Your jokes are getting better. I am performing in Pune tonight, I know, but Akshay is not the kind who would look up shows on Book My Show. How? Ricky asked me to go watch your performance. Oh, Uncle Ricky, get ready for the meeting. I will be back in a while. The month I joined HSBC, Akshay had sponsored a formal dinner for us on account of his promotion. The team was invited to Colrin, the restaurant I was mentioning the other day. I heard one of them members says, I don't want to go back to the same old cubicle. I want to start a company. I moved towards him with a fancy of a child towards balloons. He was speaking with four other teammates. I stood there to start a conversation as he declared, startups are all the rages now. They are encompassing the Indian landscape like nothing has ever before. Not that companies did not exist before, they did, but it is different now. Everyone, including me, nodded. I had interrupted to catch his attention. Hello, Shikhar. You must be aware, I am Arab. We sit next to each other but haven't spoken yet. That is kind of weird, he quipped. I I am apprehensive about starting a conversation with a non-IITians. I believe there is nothing in common to talk about. I replied, try me then, as I did not approve of such a prejudice. He said, chill, don't get mad at me. We laughed. This is how it all started. This is how I met Sikhar. Sikhar and I are the interns in Akshay's team. Sikhar greets me in the lobby. There is still half an hour to go before the meeting. When are your placements starting? Is it laid back like every other thing in Goa? He smiles. January. Have you made up your mind? Throughout the interviews of campus placements, I have been lying to my potential employers. Those lies have gotten me this far but refuse to take me any further. I need to start my venture. My potential co founders are in place. All from your college? Not really. One is from IIT, the other one we found an Angle network site. Happy to see the shift in your mindset. You are not an IITian Arab, but you are really talented. You have changed my mindset. Also, I am happy to see you grow as a stand up comedian. What are your plans? The probability of getting what we want during the placement is bleak. We are made to apply to every company. The funniest part is we map our skills to the profile being offered and not hunt for the profile that matches our skill. It happens back in IIT too. We share a sarcastic laugh. My parents want me to have a job. Stand-up comedy is a part-time. My dad is retiring soon. Maybe you can write a script on the light of the middle class Indians. So many people will be able to relate to it. Even I can. That is a good idea, bro. By the way, I am performing for the first time in Pune. Join me tonight. Of course, brother. We will be there. Share the details on WhatsApp. Seeker always tells me the world knows who you want to become. You know who you want to become. Yet every day you don't come home to your own self. I finish the meeting and secure my share for throwing my father a party. I then rush to Carbinal with jitters down my spine and a racing heart. I tell myself that I will rock tonight. On reaching, a volunteer guides me to the green room. I find three other stand up sitting there as I enter. They are not really speaking to each other. Sandeep and Ankush know each other while Ruchi, the only woman stand up, is being ignored on purpose. They give a cold response to my over enthusiastic hellos. You go first, the volunteer tells me. Next is yours, he tells Ruchi. Then you, he points to Ankush. We nod. You are the showstopper, he tells Sandeep. Sandeep says to the volunteer, the coffee tastes like shit. Can you get me some warm water, please? Okay, he nods and leaves. Sandeep tells Ankush, these young stand ups, I tell you, they are full of shit. There is no class. They talk about stereotypes, no pum, no sarcasm. They are not even punctual, Ankush adds. Ruchi, meanwhile, is busy rehearsing. I take my diary out and scribble. They try to break me again and again. I don't give up. I rise again and again. As a light over the audience dims and a spotlight moves over me, I am reminded of Ailera, not Tara. It feels as if she is standing in the crowd and is asking me to give my best. It is some comforting in a good way. I smile, then I start. Any lazy people in the crowd? The crowd goes, whoo, and almost 20 people raise their hands. Oh, you guys have too much energy to be called lazy. Shame on you. You disgust me. Boo, haha. Same. There is a sound of a gong behind me. Same. The gong sounds again. Same. And again. Hey. I am legitimately lazy. I can even get the notice I don't work or even move if it's not important. I would not have come here if I had not lost a toss to Uncle Ricky. Cheers to him. He is my mentor. The crowd breaks into a whisper. I also do that flower thing people do in movies. He loves me. He loves me. Not. But mine instead is, should I move today? Should I not? I giggle. This is not even a phase of life. It's just like in a college I could have topped in math class but I got state CS because I wrote exactly enough to pass and not a sentence more. I could have been some big shot corporate suit by now, but that's too much work. Like fuck that. I would prefer being poor but satisfied. I love being single too. This statement is the Gayatri month of all the single people. It just stop. No one to nag. No one sitting on your ass all the time. My tone suddenly takes a condescending turn. Do this, don't do that. You have done that wrong. You should have been this way. No, you can't have that. This much candy. You cannot deep fry cheese, dipped extra cheeseburger. What are you, a 12-year-old? Life is too short, and I want to be a 12-year-old. Even when my school teachers ask me, What I wanted to be when I grow up. Any guesses? I said. A 12-year-old. Laughter erupts through the crowd. She was not amused. She thought I wanted to have a 12-year-old, which I now think is a dope idea. I think I should adopt a kid. It would be like getting an intern for life. For life, I say it's like a free labor. I have to provide him what? The basic necessities. He would clean the house, do the dishes. He would be like my personal Cinderella who would never find her prince. What? Haha. He would be grateful that I saved him from the hole I picked up from the adoption clinic. I don't know where they come from. It just improve at the moment. Free labor. He would do every city thing I don't like to do. He would be so good for living out my bitching philosophy. You don't really have to do anything, and if you do, make the orphan do it. I can see a few of you are starting to turn on me, and this makes me realize I really would not like to comment on what I just said. Really, it might be funny, but it's really dark even for me. I can just see tomorrow's headline: insensitive comic offends orphans, and the nation wants an apology from the buffoon who thinks it's okay to make fun of orphans, and after that I should leave my country. End of story, but not the discussion. I have started watching DD as I can not stand the poison, the hate, and the opinion eccentric regular news. DD is still full on facts. I believe if news is interesting, it's flawed and decorated. I started a housing for that. Make news boring again. News is just bombarded on us with no context now. Headlines go like Pakistan is trying to invade India. Up next, opposition caught up in a corruption scandal. Up next, onion prices are at 150 per kilo. Up next, was Karina in Ibiza with Ranbir, and then there is a genocide happening in Thailand. And you will be like, honestly, was the story about Was the story about onions even important? Who the fuck cares about onions? Tell me what's happening in Ibiza. To make matters even more fun, it's all sponsored by penis enhancement pills, which actually makes you important. And somehow we think we live in the golden age of information and television. Think. That's my folks. I receive a round of laughter and applause, followed by people standing up as they continue to clap. It turns out to be my best performance so far. I placed a hand on my beating up heart and tell myself that I have a long way to go. I walk down to see Akshay and Shikhar. Akshay is accompanied by wife Urmila. Urmila says, "Hello, Arav. You have got some real talent. What are you doing working at a bank?" Akshay passes a sly smile to her. Boss is very encouraging of my stand-up acts. It's my family that wants me to be at the bank. Shikhar adds. The problem with the world is that they want to see the result too soon. Good things take time to work. So sit back, relax, and have faith. Akshay laughs. When life hits you hard, you can always hit back harder. I look at the other stand ups before leaving, and I know that I don't want to be one of them. The idea is to build and nurture a community that cares, respect, and love each one. We are not here to fight or compete against each other. We must learn to grow as a community, help others to achieve goals. I want to be like Uncle Ricky in a lot of ways. I just can't wait to tell Uncle Ricky about today. Our secret hideaway first. Ricky. Friday 24th November 2019, Canacona Island, Goa, India. A bond will form in a place, but a bond will rest in time. May I come in? Someone whispers in a feeble voice. It's still 5 a.m. and we don't expect guests during this time. Harinder and I are usually the only one awake at this odd hour as we expect some food and alcohol delivery to some huts. But Harinder has gone back to his village in Punjab. I turn only to recognize a dark silhouette of a woman standing in an entrance of Ricky's. Since the lights are not turned on, it is only the feeble light from the sun at dawn that can help me try to recognize who it is. I move in the direction of the mysterious woman. Elisa, I whisper with equal parts surprised and disgust. My feet go numb. Hello, Ricky. I really miss you. You have not get. You have not aged a bit. That's miraculous. But you look like a retired psycho sailor, just like I had imagined. I can't believe that you are standing here right in front of me. Where have you been all these years? I stand on the other side of the door looking straight into her eyes. She does not answer me, rather, she moves in opposite direction. I long to kiss her passionately but only gather an uncomfortable silence that stretches up to miles. The veil of coincidence holds me back this time, like every other time. Soon she has left the gate and starts to move up towards the side of the beach that leads to the Canacona Island, separated by a narrow backwater formation from Paloma Beach. It's the time island where we used to go years back and discuss everything like the best of friends too. It reminds me of the question Elisa would always ask me, if a wish of yours could come true, what would it be? If I ever granted a wish, just one, I would time travel and be an explorer in 18th century, someone like Captain Picklot, who extensively explored the Seychelles and eventually made it accessible to all the nomads, travelers, and explorers of the 21st century. And you, I would ask, I want, I would want a daughter like myself who is singer. She would say, she does not seem to stop. I hesitantly ask her, how is Mr. Sees? She does not reply. I keep moving towards her. Canacon Island is not inhabited by humans. The woods at dawn deem so dark, and there is ultimate silence. Miles away from all the commotion, we started to wander along a solitary path, only to encounter an abandoned boat. A perfect place is not a myth. You will always find it in the middle of nowhere. She stops by the end of the island. I stand beside her. There is nothing to be seen except for her. The horizon that separates the sea from the sky. It is the one of the moments in which you feel bliss in simply existing, looking at the sky through the net like canopy of trees. Sky is hope, sky is possibilities, sky is perspective. You only see it as far as it is visible, but that does not mean that there is nothing beyond. Sailing on ships, I would often do that. Youngsters hooked to mobile phones will never know the pleasure. Why is it so hard to fall out of love? I ask her hopelessly. She never asked me to stay. I never told her I would leave. Words left unsaid are the hardest to live with it. But today is a chance to talk about it. Loving someone is a decision that we make. You can choose to love someone else. You don't choose to fall in love with someone. Neither do you choose to fall out of it. If it was as simple as taking a decision, are all these statements like I fell in love, it was love at first sight. I could not help but fall in love. Love just happens. Bullshit, void. We can try sometimes, that's all we can do, she says as she holds my hand and continues. Why didn't you ever say it? I feel a spark of lightning travel down my body. If I had said I love you, my life would have been become much easier, my suffering might have mitigated, and I would have achieved my ultimate destiny, which lies in your arms away from tears. But I feared that the magic which prevails in the air marking your presence and which energies my sense would also be lost. The sound of silence. It strikes a chord deep down under, where neither the tears of rain reach nor the thunder. I never wanted to lose you. I left you, she says, the equal parts of sorrow and regret. This whole concept of time is so messed up. The moment when you meet someone determines everything. She might never have felt this way when we were together. She must have realized it after I left, I assert. It is always one person who decides to move on in a relationship. Yes. And why did you not move on? Did not feel the need to. If we had not gotten married, we might have broken up. If we had, we might have gotten divorced. And if we had decided to stay together forever, one of us would have died before the other. But you are only mine today. This today is forever. Nothing means forever like the tiny moments in which we live in a lifetime. I am happy in this momentary bound. I have felt forever so many times. Is one sided love a bond? Yes, some people keep loving without getting anything in return. Some people keep loving, getting a lot of hatred and disrespect in return. Love is a messed up thing. Relationships are messy, are not they? Can a bound become bondage? Not for me. It has helped me become a better version of me. Vulnerability is my strength. Intimacy impacts individuality. You can't do this, that. I am free from all that nonsense. Fit in or fly away, I choose the latter. Strength and weakness are not separate from each other. What is strength today could be weakness on some other occasion for some other person. I can never win an argument with you. I laugh out loud. I love that, she says. And him. I added as I shrug and whisper underneath my breath. I can never be him. You can never be mine. But I can still be myself, and there is nothing better to be. Wake up, Ricky. I hear someone shouting in the background. I turn back and the voice gets louder, but there is no one to be seen. Then I see Seen. She is panting and running towards me. Ricky, you will be the death of me. Why are you so careless and selfish? In a moment, I realize that I am wide awake from a dream and not standing but lying on the shore. The place is just about the same, except there is no Elisa to be seen. It is all within us, the monster and the god, the truth and the lies, dream, reality. How did I get here? I ask, clueless and dejected. That's question I should ask. I should be asking, isn't it? I can't feel my legs. I am too intoxicated. Ricky, grow up. What if it were high tide? You would have been swept away by the waves. I can't afford you to lose. Don't be worried about me. I don't deserve so much. Ricky's is yours after I died. I laugh as I press my hands against my stomach. You deserve that and much more. I love you. She helps me get up by offering me a helping hand. Scene has taught me so much. In a relationship, one has to be transparent and reflecting like water. Love back, give back, don't only expect things from other people. I live, I laugh hysterically at my situation, my dream, my life, which is not sort of an artwork. How can you be so happy all the time? Scene wonders. Happiness comes in a various sets, shapes, and forms. Happiness is omnipresent. Omnipresent. Happiness comes from within. All you have to do is decide to be happy. What about the pain that we feel? Pain is temporary, it heals after a while. Your life is a mixed bag of emotions. Cherish them all. As we keep moving along the beach, I came across a beautiful sail. I pick it up and adjust it on my finger. After sailing for so long, I did fall in love again. But with the sea, these bonds feel like it would last an eternity. It never fades, just gets stronger with every passing day. This cells like a ring on my finger. It's just a token of your for you to see. What I feel is something I may never be able to express in words. Meditation for me is floating free in the ocean, shallow or deep, Indian or Mediterranean, blue or green. It is simply does not matter. Ocean heals me in ways nothing has ever or ever will. Search for that one thing in life that gives you immense happiness and keep going back to it. It may not necessarily be human. It's this bond that brings me to Canacon Island all on my own, often. I form a bond with everything. I feel that God has placed beauty and love all around us. In the tiniest of pebbles, sands, grass, in the mountains, in the snow, in the dolphins and the horses in the quest for the meaning of life. Now you might think that I am saying this because I am in Goa, a supposed heaven on earth, and so it makes sense for me to say that, but I form bonds back on the ship too, back in time too. Have you ever felt pain while abandoning an apartment and moving to another? Yes, I have, and so have you. Have you ever cried for hours because someone too close to you passed away? Of course you have. Have you ever loved knowing that the other person does not love you? Yes. We all form bonds. Rather, it's only human to form bonds, informal or forever, and you must find peace in your capacity to make deep and fulfilling bonds with everything around you. The thing you have come to form a bond with will not be by your side forever, neither will you. Again, that's nature, ever changing yet magnificent, but the love that you will receive and give back will last forever. Bill, bonds hurt, yes they will, but bonds will heal you too. A bond will form in a place, but a bond will rest in time. Why do we feel so strongly for some things in life, some experiences, some people? I don't have an answer, and that's when I know I have found a soulmate. It is love beyond imagination. My feelings are as deep and unfathomable as the depth of the sea. The sea has taught me so much that I now look up to it as it my mentor, my family. The waves taught me to be consistent in my efforts. They are proof that The hardest of rocks become sand when the waves don't give up. The sea has helped me discover the most beautiful of spices and the most precious of rock matter. I still remember my days back on an island in the southern Indian Ocean when afternoons would mean playing with the starfish and jellyfish who would float by my side. The sea is the love of my life, and yes, it is okay to fall in love with nature, and I know that it will keep calling me and teaching me the best lessons. Sometimes I discover things, and sometimes I just discover myself with every minute I spend in the sea. Seed and I take a walk back to the lake, crossing the backwaters. It's still swell, swallow and can be crossed on foot. I head back to my room to take a nap. You are mad, Sin says as he leaves the room. You must be double mad to fall in love with a mad person. Maybe yes. Madness is a crucial part of our lives. Take a man and add some madness to him. Now he chimes, sings, laughs, jumps, and does everything the most common people will consider craziness. But who is really crazy? The one who jumps and dances and chips all over the scene, spreading love and positivity, or the one who sits in the corner imagining what went wrong that he can no longer do what this other person is doing? Sleep well, Ricky. I'm not proud of you risking my life and bothering Sin, but I'm happy to have spoken to Elisa after such a long time. Let me tell you what exactly triggered this. 3 years, 3 days back, Alera had come to me. It is her fault. She wrinkled the sparkle in me. She made me believe that Elisa might still be alive, while I had dragged her out of Ricky's. That every day I feel I should call her up and help her find Elisa. If there is a slightest of truth in it, I am willing to take a chance. You know why? Because you always want to give one last chance to the people you love. I pick up the landline placed on my bedside and dial Maria's. Hello. Yes, Madhuri from Maria's PG. Can I speak with Alara? Yes, after a moment. Hi, says Alara. This Sunday we are going to your mother's school. Thank you. I knew you would call me. My happiness no bounds, Uncle Ricky. Be on time, I say as I hung up. Elisa, words from my dream. I love that. It's been in my head like she had said. I love you. I rehear and relive them a zillion times. The feeling, I cannot exactly put it in words. Drinking alone is not the best feeling to have. It feels like you seek some more company which is long last, almost not there. You want to be with them, but somehow they are too far away, almost oblivious. But then you see them. It is all you ever wanted, is the best and the worst feeling in the world. Then you ask yourself, should you be happy or should you be happy at all? Should you be happy that you have finally found them, or should you be sad that there would be times when no matter how hard you try, you won't be able to find them? So at this moment, I should have been happy. I should have been happy because what I wanted had just happened right in front of my eyes, right where I wanted it to be, right now I wanted it to be. Life, like love, can get confusing at times. We look for answers in black and white, but returns home with shades of grey. Sleepless in Hope, Alara. Sunday, 1st December 2019. St. Paul's Higher Secondary School, Goa, India. It is not going to be easy. You will need a release at some point in your life. The choice between tears and sweat will make all the difference. This week has been a crazy ride. By the way, I succeeded in completing and performing another song for the album last night, Sunday. Yes, the day has arrived when Uncle Ricky is finally taking me to the school. It is like one of the days when you can't sleep for the anxiety of not waking up on time the next day. I am wide awake before even the sun has come up, looking at the clock as each second passes by. As I get ready and I am about to leave at 8 am, sir, Akriti, another occupant of the PG who I have befriended, knocks at my door. It's a little cold during the night now, she says. Yeah, when you are near the sun, you will feel the heat during the day and cold during the night. Actually, I need your help. I feel a little scared going to the storeroom alone and I can't sleep because the blanket in my room is worthless. Mine is in the trolley I have kept there. Sure, why not? Let's go and get it together. As she unpacks her stuff to get her blanket out, I roll my eyes to take it every corner of the room and scan through all the unattended and old things lying around. My gaze falls upon a chest of drawers on which an old chart paper is placed with a lost and found handwritten on it. I feel instantly attracted to it and move towards it. I scan through the drawers one by one. I stumble upon a folder labeled Room 18. That's exactly the room I am living in. I pick up the folder out of my curiosity and run through the documents placed in it. Much to my amazement, it contains some half torn paper on which songs are scribbled. I instantly recognize it is as my mother's handwriting. This is unbelievable. While most of the papers have grown dark yellow and are no longer legible, I recognize a logo on one of the pages. It reads Guardian Angel Home. It's the same orphanage that Parvati mother works at. She has mentioned it to me quite a few times now. I rush to Maria's room without saying a word to Agriti. As I force open the door, I see Madhuri preparing her morning tea in one corner of the room. Wake her up. It's urgent. I yell at excitement. Agriti joins us thereafter. What's up with you? Is all good, girls? Madhuri asks. Maria said the other day that remind her of someone. Look here. This folder is full of my mother's documents I accidentally found in the attic. This is very abrupt. You can't just enter the mess with things. She is old. She has Alzheimer's. She needs time to recall anything, even if she has a connection to any of it, which I doubt. I can't wait. Which room number is mentioned on it? 18. I have been working here for 5 years now. I know more than Maria knows. What is your mother's name? Elisa. Okay. I don't know any Elisa except for the famous singer who died long back ago. She's my mother. Are you guys taking drugs at Ricky's? That's one of the most stupid places here in Goa. I can see the impact on you. After performing there, you have lost your sanity, Elera. Madhuri, I can prove it, okay? Just get out of here, come back in the evening. I will speak with Maria and also check the ledgers with ledgers and the registers. Maria collect everything. She has this habit of not letting go of old crap. I know that because I have to keep cleaning and organizing her stuff, she says in a frustrated tone. If there is any connection we would definitely know. She drags us out of the room and she drags us out of the room and shuts the door in my face. Akriti tells me to be patient and fetches a glass of water for me. Are you really Alisa's daughter? She asks, her eyes wide open in amazement. Yes. Please keep it a secret. I don't want to fall under the local media's attention. I suddenly realize that a lot of people know the truth. You can count on me. She smiles. We walk back to the room. She tells me to go to the school with Ricky and to also share the details with him. She assures me that Ricky would certainly be able to help me much better than Madhuri. I reach St. Paul's Higher Secondary School just in time. Parvati, Arav, and Ricky greet me from a distance. While Ricky called me here and I invited Parvati, I have no idea what Arav is doing here. You are late, Ricky snaps at me. Now he also knows. I stare back at Ricky, pointing to Arav. I'm here to help. Why? That's what friends do. You helped me with other day. I rocked at my performance in Pune. Besides, I'm a huge fan of Elisa. I would be the happiest person if I get to meet her once. I ignore most of what he says as I continue. Okay, I have something important to share before we start. Look here, I discovered this folder in Maria's store today. It has what supposedly are my mother's document. What could it be doing there? Parvati snatched the folder from me and opens it. She goes through the pages. Hey, this is the same orphanage where my mother works. That's what I say. She was raised there, but she left in long back. That's hardly a chance that we will find something there. Ricky comments. Ricky, we need look at every place we possibly can. I set the rules of the game. This is how it works. Hope it makes sense to all. Calm down, we are together in this, Arav says, thereby easing the vibe. We take a walk past the dead walls of the school that once existed. Never did Ricky mention that the school is not organizational anymore. While I had a very different expectation of possibly meeting the principal, new students, and old teachers, I find this place no sort of an architectural heritage site begging for maintenance. Empires fall, glory fades. This remains standing tall in dull shades. Ricky points to the walls as he continues. Someday your material possessions are going to look like this. Gather experience instead. Treasure memories. Spread love. Immerse life. He laughs and gives Gyan in his usual tone. But I feel mad at him. How could he be so cold hearted towards his childhood friend? It feels like this whole thing is no more than a joke for him. I tell Arav as I feel helpless about being here. I should rather have spent some time with Maria and try to find out a lot more than I possibly can here. You may choose to enjoy the journey in this moment or wait to arrive at the destination all the way. The choice is yours, Arav replies. The whole thing is about reaching the destination. I am not going back without my mom. Or an answer, perhaps. That's not the point. Try to imagine your mother being here, spending her childhood in those trees, sometimes hiding in the corridors. I have imagined things for a long time now. I need results. It is not going to be easy. You will need a release at some point in your life. The choice between tears and sweat will make all the difference. Don't be a crybaby. Why do we need a teacher in life? Ricky asks all of us. But I amuse Arav specifically. To be humble, Arav volunteers. What would Elisa answer? Do you guys know? I will tell you. She would say to have some people in life one can make fun of. Don't judge her. We were in high school. She literally scared an entire class with a serial killer mask. She never get caught. You all know her as a dark and intense singer she was, but she was not that always. When I look back at our childhood, I remember her as a serious troublemaker. I smile, then I smile wider. I break into laughter. I see the point. Ricky is not so bad after all. He just wants to narrate his story right at the place where it happened. With our weekend performance, Elisa and I would make just enough pocket money to be able to afford our basic college expenses. I would buy some cigar like the British tourist for my teenage fictions to look cool, and she would buy some new dresses for her new performance. She was so stylish and charming that people would fall for her even before listening to her melodious voice, and once they had been held captive by her voice, they would often return the next weekend with a couple more people. She was equally loved among the locals and the tourists. Parvati interrupts. Why don't you play the drums anymore? Ricky does not bother to answer. He rather takes a sip from his alcohol bottle. I don't really know the reason, so I chosen not to proud him any further. As she was raised in an orphanage, she longed for attention, longed for a loved one. Why do we want to feel protected? How will we grow up? I used to tell her, but the worst thing she did was to leave her career and marry that stupid Chris NRI. Mind your language, we are talking about my dad. While I have a lot to settle with him myself, I certainly can't let Ricky abuse him for no reason at all. Okay, sorry, he replies in a rude way. Tell me more. About what? Mom, I demanded, feeling weirdly like a stubborn young kid. I don't remember much. It has been a very long time now, he says as he continues to walk ahead of us. Anything? She loved dogs. Is that information? He passed a wicked grin. Ricky, you are really act weird at times. I thought we had something concrete to find here. That's all I know, dear. Arav, Parvati, let's go back to the PG and try to find out more. Madhuri and Maria have a lot more information, I guess. Ricky grabs me by the shoulders and looks straight into my eyes. Everyone we know will leave us someday. Alara, you need to come to terms with a reality. I wanted to help you discover your mother's past so you could momentarily step into her shoes. If she were alive, she would have come back, or at least written to me. I was her only family. If she did not, she is not here in Goa. What about the folder that I have discovered in the morning? She is famous now, isn't she? It could be some journalist who picked it up from the orphanage and forgot to return it for a long time. So many people now want to write on her, about her. The orphanage and the PG are hardly 2 kilometers apart. Goa is not that huge. She is alive, and nobody noticed. She is popular. Don't tell me it is to do the plastic surgery sit from daily soaps. These words by him make me hit rock bottom. Ricky, you are stubborn and selfish. Now I know exactly why she would not have come back to you. I say and start walking back towards the PG. Arav stays back with his foolish uncle while Parvati accompanies me. I will talk to my mom and set up your visit soon. Maybe we can find something there. Thank you, Parvati. You are the only one that I can trust from the lot. Thank you for walking beside me. As I reach back, some people from the neighborhood are gathered on the porch. They are standing in a circular moose formation. God knows if aliens have hit the land in between. I see Arkriti standing in the outermost circle. I walk to her. What happened? Lucky died. What? How? He did not wake up from his sleep. He was Maria's life. She must be so upset. It's terrible day. It has been terrible day. I wake up to Maria's as I say. He was a good soul. She looks at me with an underrated face. She is composed. It feels as if she has come to terms with the fact that he had died long back ago. The weak try to control others, the strong are in control of themselves. Maria looks like a really strong person, me. I tell Akriti. The pain of parting with anyone's immense, but life is more about how you look at it than how it really is. She smiles. I lost my family at the age of 5. I have been sold for the trade multiple times. I still feel the pain, but I can do nothing about it. Life is like that arrogant DJ who would not take requests but play its own music. All you can do is wait till he plays your song and enjoy it while it lasts. She has a point. We keep quiet for a while. I am the In the past few days I started to love Lucky too. It just does not go down well with me. First the fight with Ricky, now this. I can't even bother Maria about the documents today. I walk back to my room. How have you been? I hear Arav with a gentle knock at my door. I don't know what to say as I don't know what would be what would he be more interested in, knowing the truth or having a story that sells? There is this one thing about people, and the whole world is gentle. Seldom does anybody want to know or appreciate the truth. Most of the time they want to know a story that sells, catches eyeballs, and can be spread like a rumor. How did you sneak in here? It's an all women PG. That's none of your concern. I wanted to share something important. What's that? To heal. You need to accept the truth. He tells me as he moves away from where I sit. Uncle Ricky won't be lying. I have known him for a quite some time. I agree he is a bit of rude at some time, but he has aged. Haven't you dealt with a grandparent before? No, never. See, as far as I know, he was in love with your mother. I guess he still is. He wants to believe that she is still alive, but he has come to terms with the fact that she died long back ago. And all that he said in the morning makes total sense to me. I saw as I look out of my window. The birds are chirping, the sun is about to set, and it's evening already. Except, you need to look at and accept the reality, he says yet again as he puts a full stop to my apprehension. I feel empty, lost, vulnerable. These are the exact words that come to my mind. I keep staring out of my window as tears roll down my cheeks. I do not react or move or respond to any of his questions. To me, it's not more than background noise. I have always been the sunset kind of person. It was hard for me to imagine how some people woke up so energetic in the mornings like Ricky. I can spend evening after evening at the park looking at the hues of the sky, birds chirping, return home to their little ones. At least the birds returned to their little ones. They were not selfish like my mother. She never bothered to return. The, dis- the decent sound of the pealing of church bells often calms one's soul. I haven't known what calms means. For dictionaries can only create a recall, but experience leave impression on our soul. I pick up a diary and a pen. I can't write. I say and lose hold of my breath. I can't write a single word. Relax. What the fuck I am doing to do then? This is how I earn my livelihood. What the fuck do I do if I cannot write new song? What happens when you start to write? He asked lightly. His face is as calm as the ocean today. Low tide it must be. When the ocean pulls the water back, it feels calm and silent. I know that you feel broken, but love is the only thing that can heal whatever is broken. The dreamer or the heart, I kept running away from people who loved me but eventually found comfort only on returning. Was the kind of love that heals. I am sure I have not experienced it. Or wait, have you? You have helped a specially able person cross the road and his and her smile seem to make your day. Yes, you have. If you have cuddled with your dog after leaving him deserted for days. Oh yes, you have. The kind of love that heals is selfless. Unfortunately, the kind of love that prevails is selfish. This is what Uncle Ricky does all the time, add to value to the lives of others around him. I hear Madhuri knocks on the door. It scares the shit out of me. Hide, I whisper aloud to Arab. Where? Under the bed right now. He follows my command. I sweeping up open the door. I have checked the ledgers. A woman named Elizabeth occupied this room for 6 months, from December 1987 to July 1988. That's the closest name I could find to Elisa. I asked Maria, but she does not remember a thing. I am not sure if she is your mother because we don't have a last name. But here is the thing: her occupation is mentioned here as nurse. I hope this helps. Thanks. She leaves silently. Hey, did you hear her? I asked her. Yes, I did. My mother disappeared in November 1987. Can it be possible that she came all the way to Goa without a legit passport visa? How is it possible if she would have traveled with one? Your dad and police must have definitely known. Under a false name or identify, maybe. Elizabeth could be a false name. We must visit the orphanage as well. Parvati can guide us. Yes, makes sense. Will you promise me something, Alara? Yes. We would give it our best try. We may or we may not find her, but you will accept the reality that we discover, whatever it may be. It's hard to commit, but I will give it my best effort. Be ready at 11 a.m. tomorrow. Why? I am taking you to your mother's secret hideaway. How do you know about it? Ricky's mentioned it to me. I will ask Parvati to join us. We can fix up a day visit to orphanage, okay? See you tomorrow. After Arab leaves, the only thing I want to do is to call up my dad and ask him if he has any idea whether mom left. Sees, but calling him will only interrupt my research. I fear in case he has something to do with her disappearance. I keep tossing and turning in bed. I take a break and write a song for my next performance. After much effort spent in trying to sleep, I head to the shower. Dreams hurt, fears thought, obsession like control. But love, the kind that Ara was talking about, nurtures. When the love is sexual, there is a relationship with a defined beginning and end. For the desire eventually fades away, if not disappear completely, but in love or devoid of all expectations. Every day is a new beginning, every fall is a new spring. This love is not destination, it's more like a journey, it's beyond bodies, yours and mine. It's the light of the soul, lying naked next to someone. I could have felt incomplete, but as I sit naked beneath this flowing shower, hurt, vulnerable, and all by myself, I feel full of light and love. I strangely feel complete. ओके गाइस, तो यहाँ पे हम ख़त्म करते हैं. मिलते हैं आपसे नेक्स्ट वीडियो में. आपको ये कैसी बुक आपको ये बुक कैसी लग रही है प्लीज़ बताना, और कमेंट ज़रूर करना कि क्या उसको अपनी मम्मी की कुछ बातें पता चलेगी या फिर वो अपनी मम्मी को ढूंढ पाएगी या नहीं. तो जो भी आपके मन में क्वेश्चन हो आप कमेंट कर सकते हैं, या फिर अपनी कोई फेवरेट बुक. बट अभी देखते हैं कि क्या अपनी मम्मी को ये ढूंढ पाती है या नहीं, या उसके बारे में कोई अच्छी चीज़ पता चलती है जो बता सके कि क्या हुआ था आखिर उसकी मॉम के साथ 1997 से 18 तक. तो चलिए देखते हैं आगे क्या होगा. मिलते हैं आपसे नेक्स्ट वीडियो में.